Welcome to the Cocktail Guru Podcast,
a show about food, drink, and entertainment,
with a tight focus on the good life.
and all things delicious, luxurious, and fun.
I'm Jonathan Pogash, bartender, author, TV personality, and founder of the Cocktail Guru.
And I'm Jeffrey Pogash, wine and spirits professional, author, insatiable collector of culinary ephemera, and so people tell me, an engaging raconteur.
And my dad. Hey, Dad, I have a little message for you.
Pour moi?
Yes.
A message?
Yes.
Well, who is
Wait,
it from?
Wait, actually, I have a call. There's a call coming in for you, Dad.
Wow.
And a text message. You know who it is?
No, I don't.
It's Christie
Do tell.
Brinkley. It's Christie Brinkley.
What?
Yeah.
What?
She
You
says hi. She says thank you so much for the other day.
You mean it's the Uptown Girl?
It's the one and only Uptown Girl.
And you saw her?
Yeah.
You met her?
I did. I went to Orlando.
Oh my God.
I went to Orlando a few weeks back for the Access Live conference, which is put on by WSWA, Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America Association. And I was invited to not only be a judge, but also to MC a competition called the Brand Battle, which was great. And Christie was there to talk about her Bellissima Wines. And she also had this really interesting Prosecco ice pop. Have you had a Prosecco ice pop before?
Never.
Yeah.
But I know that Bellissima is a Prosecco.
Yeah.
So it sounds delicious, and I'm willing to try a Prosecco ice pop in the
And
future.
also, Dad, get this. You're a huge
Yes.
Bravo geek, right?
Oh, I'm a huge Housewives geek.
Well, that's very interesting that you say that, because I met a real housewife and a tequila entrepreneur, Lisa Barlow.
Wow, you mean from the Housewives of Salt Lake City?
The one and only. That's
Really?
right. Yeah.
Oh my. Oh gee, why wasn't I with you?
Wait,
John?
but Dad, there's more. Are you ready to go to Flavortown?
Oh no.
Yeah.
You mean Guy Fieri?
Yes,
He was
100%.
there
Yeah, he's
too?
a really great guy. It was awesome because we sat down outside in Orlando at Access Live, and we had some bottled water and cigars. He offered me some cigars. He
Whoa.
has his own line of cigar, and we also, of course, talked about his line of tequilas that he founded with Sammy Hagar, Santos.
Did you try? Did you try it? Did you taste the tequila?
I did, and you'll have to see. You'll just have to see what happened.
Well, you know, Guy Fieri is one of my gastronomic heroes, so I'm thrilled that you were able to meet him.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. I was thankful. And I also ran into some old friends over at Access Live. We had some great chats about the industry and about things that are on our mind. It was really cool.
Well, you'll see everybody at WSWA.
That's true. I really wish that you could have been.
Except-
I wish you
except
could.
me.
Wish you could have been there, Dad.
Yeah, I do too. Thanks. Maybe you'll drag me along the next time.
Well, maybe if it's in the budget. But let's. I'll share some highlights. How about that?
Why don't you give us some highlights, please?
Let's do it. Highlights. Let's go. Okay. Hi. It's Jonathan again here at Access Live in Orlando, and I am joined none other than Lisa Barlow. How are you?
So good. I'm so glad we get to chat here in Orlando.
I know, and please tell the folks. So you are on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Is that correct?
I am. I'm a real housewife of Salt Lake City. It's the first time in my life I'm a real housewife.
Is it now?
Yeah, I'm not a traditional housewife. I mean, I've been working pretty much since I was 12 years old. So
Yeah. I'm actually going to be in Salt Lake City. You live there, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be there. Bringing the family to Yellowstone. So we are flying into Salt Lake City and then driving because I think that's probably the most convenient.
convenient and beautiful. Like, you're going to love the whole experience.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And our kids, I have a 9 and 11-year-old. They are obsessed with like Kids Ninja and like the Ninja Kids, which is a yes.
Yeah, they live by us.
And when they found out we were going, they were like, "Oh my gosh, can you look up the gym that they go to?"
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. There's literally, like, you're the third person this week that has been asking me about the Ninja Kids.
Come on.
I'm dead serious. Yeah. But we need to make that happen for you.
Well, I am, yeah. So we get in on like a Saturday. I'm going to go that afternoon. They have open gym. So I'm going to bring the kids and we're going to do it.
My gosh, that's so sick. I love it.
They're going to flip out. So tell us. My gosh.
It's all about the kids.
Really? And you have some kids, yes?
Yes, I do. So we have Jack, who's a senior in high school, and Henry, who's a senior in elementary school. He graduates from 5th grade this year. We have Henry here with us, and Jack is too cool for us. He's on spring break with his friends.
Too cool for school. Where'd he go?
He went to St. George, which is just basically southern Utah. They rented an Airbnb. I didn't know they let 18-year-olds rent Airbnbs, but he did. So he's there with a bunch of friends and like hiking, biking, doing all the things.
Well, that's cool. You know, at least outdoorsy stuff, you know, not just like cooped up playing video games.
No, they don't do that. They're like busy, on the go, like probably scary adventure stuff I don't even want to know about.
I know.
I'm repelling right now.
I'm not, you know, I grew up in the suburbs of New York City and New Jersey. I'm not the adventurous type, but my wife is extremely adventurous and both of our kids are extremely adventurous.
Oh, you got to join the crew.
I'm trying.
You're going to Yellowstone. I mean, how much more adventurous can you be?
True. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But please, I'd love to know about the alcoholic beverage products that you're putting out and sort of what is the inspiration into, you know, getting into that business?
You know, so we've been in the beverage industry for a long time, like literally 20 years this year. We started working on Vida in 2003, launched the brand in 2007. And it's been so amazing. Like, I love the wine and spirits industry, specifically spirits, very specifically tequila. And, you know, just making Vida, this is it right here.
Oh,
beautiful Vida.
Very nice.
Woo. You know, for us, it was a big deal to be in the industry. And we were mentored by some of the greats. So when I think about what it was like to be in our 20s, like breaking into this and really having no idea what we were getting into, it's like kind of crazy. And I love the evolution of our brand. We changed the bottle. In 2003, it used to be in a short, squatty bottle, which everyone loved. But I was like, it doesn't feel like us. It doesn't feel like the way I see Mexico as modern, chic, innovative, evolving, and beautiful. So I'm like, you have to pay homage to the beautiful country that makes pretty much the best spirit in the world, in my opinion. So, you know, having Vida, making Vida, it's been amazing. We love the brand. And it's so fun being on Housewives because a whole new demographic of men and women are seeing the beautiful product we created. So, I mean, I always thought Vida stood on its own and it's done extremely well. But then to have this platform for more people to see it globally is kind of amazing.
That's great. And, you know, what a great place to be right now here in Orlando at this conference, which is basically, for those who don't know, it is a conference of wholesalers, distributors. So these are the folks who look around for emerging brands and brands that they can take on in their portfolio so that retail stores could have them for sale and bars and restaurants could have them for sale. So, I mean, it's a great place, right?
Oh, yeah. WSWA is amazing. We've been coming since we've been in the business since 2007. And honestly, it is the best place to meet other brand owners, see what other companies are doing, what's emerging, what's coming out, and to meet with your partners. And we're with MHW right now. We love MHW.
Oh,
We've
yes.
been with them from the beginning.
They're amazing. I think you have something new that you've just come out with. Is that right?
Yeah. So during the pandemic, we realized that supply chain issues were major, and owning a company that's produced in a country other than your own made it really challenging from the standpoint that we couldn't get glass and we were having a hard time getting components of our toppers and having them put together as quickly as we're used to. So, you know, during the pandemic, we came out with like these beautiful limited edition bottles, which will be online soon. We have a store online on vidatequila.com where you can have Vida delivered right to your door. And we realized that in addition to that, like, we needed something that we could produce in our home state, in our backyard. So we created a hard seltzer with a local group. We contracted them to make the most amazing hard seltzer. It's basically like an RTD/hard seltzer because we have a Mexican mule, a margarita, and a paloma. And it's all made with Vida Tequila's flavor profile. It's a beet sugar base, and it's absolutely delicious. Not overly carbonated, not overly sweet, but so delicious. And if you want to take it from 5% to 85, you just add in more Vida.
Well, that's a good tip.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. And I'm like, it's the perfect accessory for Vida Tequila, but it stands alone too. It's called Blue Jay Hard Seltzer. Right now it's available in all gas stations, grocery stores in Utah. We're with US Beverage, so we'll be nationwide soon.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Great stuff. Well, I really appreciate this conversation, Lisa.
Thank you so much for chatting with me.
My pleasure. Cheers. Hey, it's Jonathan again here at the Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America Access Live convention with another fellow judge. We've been judging for the last couple of days. Can you please, sir, introduce yourself to the fine folks at home?
Gladly. I'm Michael Franz, based in Washington, D.C. And I'm the editor of Wine Review Online and lead wine reviewer for Tasting Panel Magazine, and have a few other irons in the fire. I also have worked for many years as the wine buying consultant for the Clyde's Restaurant Group in D.C. and teach wine classes through Capital Wine School.
And you have a relationship with my father. You two go way back. Can you tell the fine folks at home a little bit about that?
We go way back to shortly after I began writing about wine for the Washington Post, having bluffed my way in the mid-1990s, and first met Jeff when he brought Richard Geoffroy to Baltimore and caught me in the middle of a day when I was teaching political science courses, and met me for lunch and multiple bottles of spectacular champagne, leaving me starstruck and ever so slightly buzzed when off to teach Plato in the afternoon. That was my first meeting with Jeff, and that was the first of many wonderfully interesting encounters and adventures and discoveries around the world. So connecting with you was a great pleasure.
Yes, it is. Same. And you just a few seconds ago walked up to me, and what did you just say?
I said, I'm guessing I'm not the first person ever to tell you that you resemble your father.
Oh, my goodness, Michael.
And I then immediately apologized for belaboring the obvious.
And I was telling you, as I get older and older and older, I do find myself, thinking about my dad.
Well, I resemble my father more every year. The problem is that I've now become less attractive than he is.
I mean,
you're doing very nicely, and resembling your father is a good thing.
No, it is a good thing. He has quite a bit of hair left, and mine's kind of thinning a little bit, but that's okay. I hope to. Yeah,
I worry that mine may be thinning some also.
Yeah, let's take a little bit. Well, Michael, thank you. It's been great connecting, and I'm sure my father and yourself would have quite a bit to talk about if we kind of let you guys loose.
We've got some great adventures to recount.
Thanks. Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Hey, it's Jonathan again, remote here with, oh my goodness, two of the best women on the planet. Can you please introduce yourselves and let us know what exactly you do?
Hi, my name is Julie Milroy. What do? I have a lot of fun. We have a podcast and it's called Served Up, and we're here at WSWA talking all about it.
Hey, y'all, it's Bridget Albert here, and I am the co-host of Served Up the podcast. I work for Southern Glazers on the external communication side of things. I've been in the industry for very long, and I am so excited to be here with my friend Jonathan and Julie.
Oh yeah, I work too. I work at Southern too.
You do a little bit of work, right?
We're having
Just
too
a
much
little
fun
bit.
here at
Not today.
WSWA. Y'all should be here.
It's been a little while since we've seen each other, I think because of the dark times of the pandemic, but and you guys have a very successful podcast. And Julie, I wanted to ask you, this platform that so many people are using now, podcasting, what have you learned from, starting a podcast and kind of expressing yourself and helping, emerging brands and talking to industry people? What kinds of things have you learned?
So thank you so much for that. The podcast was Bridget's idea because I was never really a podcaster. And this woman right here has helped me get out of my shell. And I think really that's my biggest learning from doing the podcast, because we do what we call conversational storytelling. So we interview people in hospitality, out of hospitality, people doing amazing things for society, social justice, as well as just having inspiring stories. But what we've learned in order to make these conversations authentic is that you need to be vulnerable and you need to just put yourself out there. And that's what we've been doing. And I've learned from Bridget. She's been a mentor of mine, and just learned to just be yourself. And it's okay. Some people love you, some people hate you.
Bridget, I'd love to ask you, since you've been in the hospitality industry for a while, and you've worked on the restaurant side and on the distributor side, supplier side, the state of our industry right now, what are some of the main challenges you've seen? I'm thinking more along the lines of the restaurant side, just everyone coming out of COVID and, getting busier, staffing issues, supply issues. What are some of the challenges?
Well, every single thing you just said, for sure. Staffing issues is a huge challenge because so many folks left the hospitality industry during COVID and after COVID and went on to do other things. And so really having to train up the staff is one of the challenges that we're seeing, the team, right? And so we're seeing a lot of the back of the house really being in front of the house, becoming the bartender, the manager now becoming the bartender becoming the manager, but no training really happening between those cross positions. And so training is needed desperately. I think that you can make a great cocktail, you can follow a recipe, right? But you have to come forth with those hospitality skills. You have to care about the human, sitting on the other side of you and be able to multitask.
Those are amazing words, and I really, really appreciate you sitting down with me here at Access Live in Orlando. Hopefully, you're not too dizzy from this camera. this camera thing. Oh, look at that! It's moving. When you just did that, it moved over to you. It has a mind of its own. AI, right? Oh my gosh! Cheers, guys!
Cheers!
I'm getting him right here. I'm interviewing none other than Mr. Jason Asher. How are you, my friend?
I'm so good, man. How are you?
Good. Shall we walk? This is called a walk and talk.
Love it.
Hey, so it's been a little while since I've seen you, and for the fine folks at home, can you just let everybody know what you do, where you are, all of that?
Yeah, man. It's been a minute. We have Barter and Shake. It's a company I own now here in Phoenix, or out in Phoenix. We do beverage consulting, top to bottom operation consulting, in conjunction with bar ownership. So we have 4 bars in Phoenix, a 5th one coming in a couple months, and we're just rocking and rolling, man.
I love how we're walking down a back of house corridor here at the at the Gaylord Marriott in Orlando. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
We had a little conversation yesterday about sort of work-life balance, which is just insanely important and a struggle as well.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a lot of discussion about having a family, having children, owning bars in this industry, right? This industry is, I think, a fast-moving industry, and a lot of times we don't really slow down to allow ourselves to mature in a lot of ways and grow in a lot of ways. And one of the biggest hurdles I faced is boundaries, and creating boundaries to allow myself to have like a personal life. And of course, the pandemic, I think, fueled a lot of that boundary creation for our industry. And you're seeing it. And now we actually have the ability to make great decisions, emotionally based and mature decisions. And that's who we are, man.
I know. And, you and I both travel quite a bit, and you have a lovely wife who's also in the industry. Yes.
Yeah. Kaylee is the director of communications for Barter and Shake. And so she oversees everything that we do. From a social perspective, how we put ourselves out into the world. She's an amazing, amazing asset and an amazing mother and wife. And so, those boundaries really help to fuel a healthy relationship, not just, with my wife, but with our family and my kids. And it's a really important part of my world now. So.
And you guys, your company's expanding pretty quickly. And how do you deal with that expansion?
Yeah, the expansion can be a little scary. I'll be really, really honest with you, especially as somebody who wants to spend time with my family. And so that growth really comes from the top, and providing an opportunity for us to maintain these boundaries. Our leadership, my partners, are the ones that really have curated this work environment that allows us to have our own space and our own time, which literally refuels me. So when I come back, that they get everything that I have to offer for that 10-hour to 12-hour time spent,
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, having a good team, a good solid team.
Trust. It's my word for the year.
Trust, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's the word for the year. I mean, being able to trust somebody to do the right thing for your company, to trust your partners, to contribute in a way that makes your company better, that makes the environment better, that really creates an environment that attracts more members to become part of our family. Because right now, with growth, the scariest thing is really about staffing and how we're going to handle that.
Right.
And the culture that we're creating is what's going to invite them in. And I think we shouldn't really face any problems as long as we're heading in the right direction.
Jason Asher, thank you so much for this little walk and talk.
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, bud.
And I am here with none other than Mr. Guy Fieri. Hey, Guy.
How are you, bud?
I'm good. You gave me a little cigar lesson just now.
Cigar, are we going to pass this? It's like we're passing the cigar back and forth or passing something else.
Yeah.
We, as in great beverages, as in great tequila, you've got to understand it to really be able to appreciate it. So I was walking you through a little bit of Cigar 101, but these are my cigars knuckle sandwich that I make with Espinosas. But this is a 92 on the Cigar Aficionado. You're smoking our newest one, which is our Connecticut. So yeah, enjoy.
Oh, wow. Taking a couple puffs here. So you're here at Access Live because you are involved in Santo Tequila.
More than involved. It's my buddy Sammy Hagar and I. We're the owners. And Sammy, I think, was what I call the godfather of tequila. Sammy was making tequila before most people even knew what tequila was. They thought it was just something that went in a margarita or something that you made a popper with. And he built that super successful brand of Cabo Wabo. And I was one of the #1 distributors of it, or in my restaurants. That's how Sammy and I became friends. And unfortunately, he sold it, and I was heartbroken. But I told him when he sold it, I said, if you ever do tequila again, I want in. And he said, well, it'll never happen because I had to sign a covenant not to compete. I said, how long? He said, 10 years. I said, call me in 10 years. 10 years goes by pretty damn fast.
And it's been 10 years.
It's been longer than 10. But Sammy has such an amazing palate, such an amazing connection to tequila, and really understood the body and the soul and the heart and the energy and all facets of tequila. And so when we set off to do Santo, we said we are going to do real deal tequila, additive free, no bullshit. There's only of all the Blancos in the world, 7% of them are additive free. Of all the Reposados, 6% are additive free, and of the Añejos, only 5% or less are additive free. And when you say additive free, people are like, well, what's the big deal? Well, all you have to be is 51% blue agave to be tequila. Ours is only blue agave. That is it.
100%.
No color, no sugar, no additives, no flavors, no nada. And that's kind of I didn't know that everybody else wasn't playing that way, but it really is. It's the unicorn in the stable. But that's the way Sammy and I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way Sammy was always doing it. And it's a blast to be out here to have an opportunity to share it with people and let them try it. And a lot of times people try it for the first time. They're like, wait. Where has this been my whole tequila life? And I'm like, this is now what's emerging.
Should we try some?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think you have to ask me twice about that.
What's your favorite way to drink it?
With my mouth. What's that? Was that? I thought it was worth it. Come on, I've had a couple. I'll tell you, this is. I think if you take it, if you take it from the Germans, okay?
Yeah.
Take it from the French. How do the French drink their white wine, and how do the Germans drink their beer? Almost warm. Okay.
Their mouths.
Don't take my line. You couldn't hear this because I had the microphone.
Right.
You're really getting the truth right here. Okay. Is this going to burn? Is this going to be acidic? Is this going to be no lime, no salt, no chaser, no blah blah blah? Just as it is, it should be delicious. It should be smooth. A little touch of sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. You get a little vanilla in there.
I mean, it's clean and it's crisp, which is what I look for in a tequila, because when there are additives in there, you really taste it.
And you can taste that. You taste that aftertaste, almost kind of like something on your tongue, like
Glycerin. The glycerin.
See,
Yeah.
you know big words.
Dude, I'm the cocktail guru.
That's what it is. See, I don't have the pin on the shirt. No, you exactly have it right, and that's what. But see, people don't know. Like, if you only had one perspective of what to try, well, I'll give you cigars, for instance. Most people in the cigar world only smoke the flavored cigars in college, which are sweets, which I did, don't get me wrong, and they have a place in the world, okay? But the reality of it is when you say to someone, try a different kind of cigar, like, I don't know, this one, but once you can appreciate as we just walk through it. So you get the whole principle.
I get it, man. And, it pairs really nicely with your cigar. Which is great, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the tequila cigar combination here, and I have not done this in a very, very long time.
Well, it's good. It's good that you're doing it with me out here on a beautiful patio in Florida. This is perfect time for Florida. This is the thing. We don't drink as much as we used to. We don't eat as much as we used to. We're much more in control of what we're doing and what we're enjoying. So why not enjoy the best? And that's one of the things that I'm trying to explain to folks with Santo. And again, it's just me and Sammy, is that it's additive free. It's the truth in a bottle, and it's coming from a third generation distiller. This is who Sammy worked with to make Cabo Wabo. And if you're gonna do it, and life is short, you might as well do it great.
Well, I think now more than ever, kind of going on the restaurant bar side, we need to get back to the core of hospitality, the root of hospitality, and the experience. And what you're doing is you're creating the experience of it, and I think that is what's key. And I'd love to kind of pick your brain a little bit about the state of restaurants and the state of our industry right now, and sort of some of the challenges that we're running into. What sorts of challenges have you seen, within your own restaurants and concepts?
Well, labor is a big one. Since the pandemic, well, I'll give you an example about this. This young lady right here, we're sitting outside of the restaurant. We're not even dining in the restaurant, but the server saw us come out here. And she came out here to offer us, and all we had was water and a Pepsi. But the fact is that's hospitality. That gives me an impression of what this restaurant is and how they handle themselves. I'll be much more inclined to come back here and eat again, and definitely tip her as if we had lunch.
You are Guy Fieri, though.
Right. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. But that is what the industry is about. Dining out, going to a restaurant is not just about consumption. It's about an experience. People want to have that moment. They want to enjoy the company they're with. They want to enjoy the environment they're in. They want to feel special. They want that moment, and that is what the hospitality industry has always been. That's kind of one of the key points to it. One of the tent poles. We're having a difficulty with it right now because we've lost a lot of labor force.
Yeah.
But it's coming back. People are recognizing, yes, a computer can do it faster, and yes, you can order on your phone, but there is the human contact, and there's that personal touch to it that makes all the difference.
What about on the consumer side? Consumers coming in and enjoying the restaurants and interacting with staff. Is there a certain amount of patience that they should have nowadays?
In a lot of countries, you have to serve 1 year in your military. Okay, France. I went to college or high school in France.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was an exchange student when I was 16, and that's one of the things is all the men had to go to 1 year of military. A lot of countries do that. I think everybody should have spent 1 year in hospitality.
Yeah.
Because you will realize that server, most of the time, is not the reason why your burger's not here on time. It's a human situation. There's situations, there's failures all the time. But when people are hungry or hangry, emotions come out and people take it personally and so forth. But I think that you have to give them an understanding and consideration. It's people trying to take care of people, and there's all different perspectives on that. And like I said, most of the people that understand the industry have been from the industry and have worked in it.
Yeah.
And and a lot of these people, restaurant industry is so critical. When we had the pandemic, my group, we raised a bunch of money for the restaurant workers, over $25 million.
Amazing.
And we gave out 44,000 grants. And we wanted to give them to everybody, but what we did say to our industry is we love you. we love you, we respect you, we appreciate what you've done for us, and give them a hug, because this is the job for so many college students, so many second incomes, so many retirees, so many single parents. I mean, there's just a lot of that's going on. So it's a very vital factor in the fabric of our community. And I say it all the time on Triple D. You show me a great restaurant, I'll go, this place is so great, the property value just went up in this town because of how great your restaurant is. Thank you, sir.
Look at that. Oh, thanks. That's
the maitre d'.
This is Dan, by the way.
Hi.
How you doing, Dan?
Ladies, we don't mean to kick you out of this. If you want to have a seat, don't. Okay. I came here for this.
Dan, what's your role, my friend?
Hello, I'm the CEO of Santo. I came on board.
He's there somewhere.
From Guy. There I am. Came on board about 6 months ago to run the tequila business here for Sammy and Guy, and kind of have an industry background to help them navigate the 3-tier system here in the U.S. and all the complexities of tequila. While they're tremendous connoisseurs, the guidance that I'll give is through the industry and how to execute.
So he doesn't play it too shy. He's my number 1 draft pick. When we were looking to have someone head this up, you got to be able to out-passion us and have more passion. You got to be able to out-hype it. You got to know more than Sammy and I know, and both of us, I think, know quite a bit. But we went to get Dan in particular because of his authority in the industry, his respect from the industry. That's one of the neatest things that we've had this week, is an opportunity to meet so many people he's done business with over the last 20 years, and people walk up and say, "You got the best." We're not the biggest brand, but we are probably, in my opinion, one of the most authentic, and we need to have that kind of leadership. And I do not try to take the reins from him. He's the one that is steering the ship. You know, I'm a member of the, granted I own the company, but I'm looking at his expertise in doing this. Same thing with my cigar company is, you surround yourself with, people ask me all the time, how did your career turn into what it turned into? I said, I surround myself with great people. And the same thing with our opportunity to meet you. I met you yesterday, and when you walked in, I told Dan, I said, I really do want to talk to this guy. And the reason is you're here, you're boots on the ground. You're right in the center of this thing. You're the guy that I want to have a chance to tell my story to, or tell what we're doing, because the people that are listening to you are the people that I want to know what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Well, I really appreciate that, and what I've noticed since meeting you is just the authenticity of you. You've always been like no holds barred. You're yourself. You're you. You don't give a shit about what anyone says. We can curse on this podcast.
I like it. It's good.
Nice to know.
And it's reflected in the brand and in the way that you talk about the brand.
It's an extension of the brand. The brand is as authentic as Guy, as Sammy can be, and so it's true to them from a branding perspective, it's true to them from a passion perspective, and it comes out in what we're doing as an organization.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. This has been a wonderful discussion. It's been I guess I could say a dream of mine to run into you and to meet you. You're great in the hospitality industry. So many people look up to you, and thank you for giving back to our community during the pandemic, and always. I think it's amazing what you do, my friend.
Well, one of my favorite things to talk about in food, or raising my 2 boys, Hunter and Ryder, or training young chefs, or whatever it may be, is knowledge is power. And fortunately, what you're doing is shining the light on this for the industry, for people, because, as I said a moment ago, we don't drink as much as we used to in society. We don't eat as much. We just eat better. We drink better. We enjoy better. And when you can understand who rolled the cigar, or what is the story of Juan Eduardo, the 3rd-generation distiller that makes our tequila, or why Sammy loves it, or why I love it, when you get the story behind it, it's kind of like knowing the behind the music. It's one of the things we loved about MTV, getting that story behind where the band came from, where the music came from.
Yeah.
Then you appreciate it so much more. So you taking the time to share this message with everybody, I really appreciate it. And the Añejo will be coming out in the beginning of June, and when it does, it'll give us another reason to talk.
Beautiful. Love to have you on a full episode of the podcast too. I think that would be amazing.
You got it, bro.
Thank you, Dan. Guy, amazing conversation.
You bet, brother.
Cheers. Well, hi, it's Jonathan again, and I am here with none other than Christie Brinkley. Hi, Christie. How are you?
Hi, I'm very happy. I just walked into the room and it's so beautiful, and I'm having my first Bellissima pop. And
Oh my
it's
gosh. Tell me about it.
it's delicious. I mean, this is a long time in the making.
Yeah.
I've always believed that this would be an exciting product to have a Prosecco popsicle, in the summertime. And here it is. It's actually happening. And they pulled a quick one on me. So this one is a lemon rosé, and it's so delicious. I'm loving it.
And you've had Bellissima for several years now. And what was the impetus behind working on it?
Mm.
She's enjoying the Bellissima pop.
I said you can interview me, but I can't stop eating.
You did say that.
So I was really, really excited when Rich and Roe came to me, and they told me that they had found this beautiful vineyard in Italy that had always been organic, had never had chemicals put on it. It was as pure as could be along the banks of the Nevi River in Veneto, in Treviso, and that they wanted to do some wines that were organic and vegan. And Ro had been following me on my Instagram, or actually, I think it was my Facebook at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what to talk about on there, so I talked about my organic garden all the time, because I was really proud of the fact that I was teaching myself to be a gardener, and I was not using chemicals. And I kept saying to everybody, if I can do it, if I can make my garden look this pretty, then you can do it too. So I was a big proponent of protecting our planet, and making sure that people understand how easy it is to be organic. And Rose said, we need Christie to be able to deliver the organic message about these wines. And then they did the magic trick. They let me taste a few of them.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I want to be your partner. This is exciting.
It's amazing. Well, it is very exciting. And it's always exciting to come to this conference, too. I know you've been to this conference for several years. It's the first time we've met. You did come into the room today and say, who is this handsome gentleman?
Yes.
So I'm Christie Brinkley. You are making me blush.
I'm so thrilled to be on your podcast.
And we kind of matched. We kind of matched, too. I've got the sunflowers, and you've got...
Yes, we're doing the floral thing because we've also just, people may be familiar with our Bellissima bottles of our sparklings, which we call our bottles are botticellis, because they are a rendition of a Botticelli, Botticelli's Venus. And now we have just put out a full line of still wines that are all zero sugar. And that's one of the other things that makes us unique, is that we are producing wines that are better for you and better for our planet. So we have, not only the organic message and the vegan message, but also the fact that we are producing zero sugar wines. And every day you can read about all the reasons why it's, best to reduce your intake of sugar.
Sure.
And so to be able to produce these wines, and it's all floral labels, so thus the floral theme going on here. And they're beautiful, beautiful wines, unbelievable taste. Everybody that's tasted them is surprised that they're zero sugar.
Yeah.
They just think it's a very nice wine. And then when they get that added bonus of it's zero sugar, they're shocked, because the flavor, like our red wines, the first time I tasted the red wines that they produce for us, I was just blown away. I mean, really blown away, because they're smooth. We have a Merlot and we have a Cabernet. And last year we were in Napa Valley, and we brought our Cabernets to Napa Valley, and Napa's very well known for their great cabs.
Oh yeah.
And I have to say, our zero sugar Cabernet was very well received in Napa Valley by all the top, Napa producers. Were loving it. So I was just so proud.
You look like a very proud parent of Bellissima. I mean, I think this is great. I can definitely tell that it comes from the heart, and you have some great products.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I love this industry. I love all the people that I've met in it. What I love is my philosophy on life has always been that you've got to make the most of every day. My mom always said to me, Christy, live each day to the fullest. And what that means is always finding something to be grateful for. And if a friend drops by, don't just really turn it into something special. Open up a bottle of wine, pop a cork.
Yeah.
The second you pop a cork, it's a special occasion, right? Just the sound of that. I love that. And that's what this industry is. This industry is all about bringing people together around a bottle of wine. And when you sip that bottle of wine and the various stories behind it, it brings people together. And I love that. I really love that. And
that's great. I love it too.
Yeah, it's the best. So I've been doing this for a few years now, our Bellissima brand, and I love every second of it. And I'm thrilled to be here. And I'm so excited looking around the room and seeing how our very
room there.
Yes, our very first wine and spirits convention, we came out with our original 3 bottles. And now I look around the room at how we've expanded our brand, and I'm just so proud. I get a lump in my throat because it's exciting. It's a lot of work. No two ways about it. And we have done this with a very small team. It's a group of us, and we just keep working at it, and it's happening. It's all happening.
Well, congratulations, Christie Brinkley. It's been a great conversation. So great to meet you, and best of luck.
Thank you so much for having me on. Say hi to your dad for me.
I will. Thanks.
Okay.
You can say hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. I wish you were here.
Thanks.
What'd you think, Dad?
Well, John, it looks like you had a fantastic time.
Yeah, it was really great. It was definitely one for the books. It was nice to catch up with my good pal Jason, and of course Julie and Bridget, who have their own podcast called the Served Up Podcast, which we talked about. Christie Brinkley, Guy Fieri, Lisa Barlow, man.
Well, I really, really hate the fact that I missed that, because you had so many great and interesting encounters along the way.
Yeah, like I said before, you'll have to come back with me next time. Maybe just maybe, Christie Brinkley will allow you to have a Prosecco pop with her. How about that?
Oh, well, I hope and pray that will happen.
Well, thanks.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you all next time.
That does it for today's show. If you enjoy what we do, please rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. You can also support the show with a small monthly donation to help sustain future episodes. Just click on the donate button at the top of our website and choose your donation amount. To learn more about our guests, visit www.thecocktailgurupodcast.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok.
The Cocktail Guru podcast is produced by First Reel Entertainment and distributed by Eats Drinks TV, a service of the Center for Culinary Culture, home of the Cocktail Collection, and is available via Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows.